Good afternoon. I'm George Latimer, Westchester County Executive, and we're here on Tuesday, April 18th during Earth Week and Earth Month to celebrate the partnership that Westchester County has with Sustainable Westchester on a particularly important issue that we're very happy to highlight for you today. I'm joined by a number of individuals, each of whom will get a chance to speak in a second, but we have with us Jim Custer, who is the Interim Executive Director of Sustainable Westchester. We have David Klatt, who is the Chief Operating Officer of Logical Buildings. It's a company that runs the program we're going to talk about. Alex Von Braun, who's a board member at 175 Huguenot, one of the buildings in New Rochelle, and a participant in the program. My good friend, you've seen her here at the microphone before, the mayor of the village of Hastings-on-Hudson, Nikki Armacost, and she's in the Mayor's Challenge participant in this program. And of course, our good friend Peter McCart, who's our Director of Energy and Sustainability here in our Executive Administration in Westchester County. We're going to discuss this week Sustainable Westchester's GridRewards program and other current initiatives that residents can participate in to improve the county's environmental impact. All of these people behind me are people that have made commitments to improving the environment, but doing it in a practical way, not just what they feel, but to implement something that is tangible, that specifically moves us forward as a county and as a society. This particular program empowers Westchester residents and businesses to take control of their energy usage, and they earn money back for that, and they reduce pollution, which is a win-win across the board. In 2022, users in the Sustainable Westchester program had a combined load reduction of 7 megawatts, and this is up from an estimated 3.5 to 4 million megawatts the prior year in 2021. The 7 megawatts of energy saved by these participants in Westchester would be enough to instantaneously power 25,000 homes. So it's a significant amount of power that's being saved. Lowering electricity usage at key times, we can collectively reduce the need for the utility to bring in peaker plants. So we're very proud to partner with Sustainable Westchester on this program and encourage enrollment in this program by those of you who are watching, and we hope you'll contact your neighbors if they're not getting the introduction. This way you can help them get that introduction. We in Westchester County, through the work of Peter McCart and New Energin, have done this already with our buildings, and we can grow our energy savings, both a savings in terms of the energy we use and a savings in terms of the amount of money that we can make off of this. So I think we pretty much understand that if we're going to fight climate change, it's going to take a multitude of actions, all different nature. It's going to be a change in our lifestyles, and we're going to have to accept those things and incorporate it into the way we do business every day. Jim Custer, who's the Interim Executive Director of Sustainable Westchester, will be the first speaker about this, and we compliment him and the organization for the good work they've been doing on this and a number of other programs. Jim? Thank you.
Thank you, George. Pleasure to be here. Sustainable Westchester, by way of background, is a nonprofit member organization. Our members are the 45 municipalities in Westchester, and we've been serving our members for nearly 10 years with a range of sustainability-based energy efficiency and greenhouse gas reduction programs. Back in 2020, we launched GridRewards in partnership with Logical Buildings as the very first demand response program in Westchester County. Demand response was made possible when Con Ed deployed smart meter infrastructure across their service territory. So since 2020, we've spent a lot of resources pushing our message, getting awareness raised, and getting participation in the program such that it's had a significant impact, as George has mentioned. And what we've found with GridRewards is that it has benefited by being offered as one of a number of portfolio programs that Sustainable Westchester has to offer its members, including Westchester Power, which provides choice for choosing renewable energy as your electrical supply, community-based solar programs, and building decarbonization programs. What we're really looking forward to this year is gaining further momentum with the program, getting not only more residents involved, but getting commercial businesses involved and municipalities involved with their businesses and buildings, and really having an even greater impact on stability for the grid and providing economic benefits to residents and businesses. And we remain committed to our overall mission of reducing greenhouse gases and creating more energy efficiency and sustainability throughout the county. Thank you, and now to David from GridRewards.
Thank you so much. Hi, my name is David Klatt, and I'm a co-founder of Logical Buildings. We're the creators of GridRewards. Thank you to all of our partners and our GridRewards users who are here today. Logical Buildings is an energy efficiency technology company with offices in New York and New Jersey, and our mission has always been to create easy-to-use, impactful, and rewarding energy software products for energy users of all shapes and sizes. We are particularly passionate about unlocking new energy opportunities for smaller energy users, often those who need the most help but are difficult to reach. GridRewards is the first of its kind product in New York that leverages the new Con Edison smart electric and gas meter infrastructure to deliver a completely new energy revenue stream to all energy users in a scalable and self-sign-up manner. GridRewards is available to mostly anyone in the Con Edison service territory. It's a mobile, web, and text message product that takes only a few minutes to sign up, that pays energy users to use less energy during peak demand hours, which helps the utility and grid operator avoid running peaking, usually fossil fuel-fired power plants. It's a true win-win-win for the utility, the environment, and end users, and a key technology to help New York achieve its decarbonization goals. Residential users who participate in GridRewards events earn about $100 a year, with many users in Westchester earning several $100s a year. Users can also use the application to track and reduce their hourly electricity, gas usage, and carbon footprint. There's also a ton of energy efficiency education in the app and many fun social achievements that can be unlocked. We're trying to gamify the energy efficiency experience. All of these benefits extend beyond residential homes and can be used by small, medium, and large businesses as well. Please visit gridrewards.com to learn more. We are extremely proud of the impact that Sustainable Westchester has been able to achieve using GridRewards and are deeply appreciative of our users who band together to comprise the carbon negative virtual power plant and continue to shift the power by earning money for reducing carbon. Thank you. Now, Alex.
Thank you. My name is Alex Von Braun. I'm an energy engineer of 20 years experience and a board member at 175 Huguenot in New Rochelle. I serve as an informal energy advisor to our board. About a year ago, I started working with Logical Buildings to figure out how we could implement demand response in our building, which is a 194-unit condominium. We identified a number of different pieces of equipment that we could potentially shut off with minimal effect upon our board, or rather upon our occupants. Most of this centered on some large air handling equipment, which on a hot day uses about 200 kilowatts of electricity. We worked with the board, informed them of the effects that it would have on the building. It was very much a team effort. We needed to talk with the board, inform the occupants, our tenants effectively, of what was going to take place, and then of course also work with the building management, the resident manager, the handyman, etc., to figure out the proper protocols so that we could communicate the information that was provided to us by Logical Buildings, typically on a day-ahead basis, about a typical event. They generally occur from about 2 p.m. until 6 p.m. on hot days. Last summer, there were about 6 such events, and for each of these, we essentially turned off some equipment a little before 2, turned it back on a little before 6, and at the end of the season, Logical Buildings sent us a check for about $17,000. So that was the effect. Now, this is, of course, larger because it's a good-sized building, and we happen to have had a lot of large equipment that we were able to turn off, so that certainly improved the results, but this was extremely well worth it, and obviously knowing that we're helping the environment as well is just icing on the cake. Thank you. So there you've seen from our last 3 speakers the not-for-profit organization Sustainable Westchester that Jim represents interacting with David and this innovative corporate way of being able to track and then deliver the benefit to this. And then, of course, Alex, from within a building situation, being able to show how it can be implemented. So we'll get a little bit closer in here, folks, so we can tighten up a little bit. Next, we're going to talk from the municipal government level. Our good friend Nicola Armacost, to be more formal about it, is the mayor of the village of Hastings-on-Hudson. It is one of the river towns that we speak of. There's about 5 or 6 of them that are along the Hudson River, and each of them are varying sizes, but they have a downtown area and they have a governmental core of responsibilities, and they too, under the mayor's challenge, can participate in this program. So, Mayor Armacost.
Thank you so much, County Executive, for including me in this group. And it's very exciting to be here. GridRewards has been a really fun and literally rewarding program for us to be involved in as a municipality. And it's been a great way to create friendly challenges with our neighboring sister communities. So about 2 years ago, we had our first Mayor's Challenge, which included Hastings, Ardsley, Dobbs Ferry, and Irvington. And we challenged one another to see who could sign up the most people in the municipality. And we were going to punish one another, but we decided that it was better to reward one another. And in that situation, Dobbs Ferry actually won. I was devastated that Hastings came a few sort of residents further down the list than Dobbs Ferry. So a few years have passed now, and we've decided that it's time to re-up the challenge. So we're including other sister municipalities. We've included Elmsford and Tarrytown and Sleepy Hollow, which is not technically a river town, but we include Sleepy Hollow because we love Sleepy Hollow. So we're all in the challenge together. I'm going to give you a few statistics. I'm very proud to say that since the beginning of time, there have been 329 households that have signed up in Hastings. This year, there have been 20 since the Mayor's Challenge began. So that's about 3.8% of Hastings. So we've got more room for improvement there. Altogether in the river town so far, we've signed up 89 people. And it's a really, really great, easy Earth Month action to engage in, so people understand it. I should say the one thing when I signed up, and other people have said this, the one very challenging thing is to get access to your Con Edison account online. Most of us don't know how to do that, and in several cases we have a phone number which we have subsequently disconnected. So that's really the only challenge, and beyond that it's super simple. We enjoyed it so much that we actually decided to sign up our municipal buildings. So we didn't get a check for quite as much as you, Alex, but we got $1,000 last year, which was really exciting. So it's fantastic. To me, it's a democratization of energy access. Anyone can sign up. You don't have to be a homeowner like you have to do with solar installations. You can be a renter, you can be a business, you can be a not-for-profit. It's available to any type of entity as long as it has a Con Edison account number. So we're super excited. The impact is actually very substantial, as you heard. We're looking forward to Alex awarding, where is he? David awarding one of us $1,000 for winning the challenge, and we encourage everyone to get involved in this. It's a wonderful action that you can take during Earth Month. So thank you to Logical Buildings, to Sustainable Westchester, and to the county for promoting this for all of our municipalities and residents in Westchester.
Thank you. That's Nikki Armacost, the mayor of Hastings Village, and better luck this time. We hope for a vigorous competition from all of those villages, and we hope that that'll replicate on the Sound Shore, the northern part of the county, and elsewhere. Next, I'm going to ask Peter McCart, who's our Director of Energy and Sustainability, to talk a little bit from an overview of some of this programs and some of the other things we're working on, and then we'll close it out.
Yeah.
Mr. McCart.
Thank you, George. Yeah, so I'm going to use this opportunity to go through some of the initiatives that we have created here at the county, as well as some future programs that we have. And I've also been instructed by our communications department not to talk about some of them because they're big news, and we're going to wait for those. So that's exciting for us. So I've just been informed by Lauren Broyce from Sustainable Westchester that there are 62 Earth Month events, and 28 this weekend. So there are a lot. George and I will be busy visiting all these municipalities and going around to all these events. I'm going to go through a few. One of the first few are things that the county are doing. We have our Eco Awards. That's a DEF and the county. We present awards to deserving organizations or people or businesses that have done good things, and that is on April 20th at Glen Island at 3 p.m. And then the next one is our Compost Day. That's on April 23rd. That's working with our new Compost Ed. We call it Compost Ed. It's an education facility at Valhalla. It's right adjacent to the Household Material Recovery Facility there at Valhalla. You can look it up. But if we're also doing our compost bin and rain barrel sales that we do a couple times a year. We sell these at near wholesale costs, great savings for any of the residents or individuals that want to buy compost bins, rain barrels, and all the things that go with composting, the new compostable bags that people are using for the municipal composting programs. You can go to westchester.compostsale.com or just type in Westchester County Compost Sale, and you can go there. You can reserve a time. They're doing tours at the compost facility, the Compost Ed, there at Valhalla. You can sign up for one of the times for that using a link from there. So we have a lot of EV and EV charging activity going on around the county. As I said before, please stand by for big news on that. We just added our first marked county police vehicle to our fleet, and that's a very innovative move that we have taken. But we've also have two very innovative laws here in Westchester County, and we've talked about these in the past, but I want to make sure people are aware of that around New York State, we hear from other counties that, wow, that's really bold that you guys have done that. One of them is adding, anytime that there is any work being done to a county parking lot or a county garage, 20% of the parking spaces have to be for EV charging. And that's any entity that gets any sort of tax incentive or does business with us, and they're doing a work on our parking lot or parking garage, they too. And the other one is that anytime we buy or replace one of our vehicles, it has to be an electric vehicle, and that's it's kind of hampered a little bit by there's just not that many models out for large dump trucks or snow plows or any of the larger vehicles yet. They're coming down the road. There is an EV and EV charging event. That's on April 29th. There's multiple communities that are involved with that. That's going to be held April 29th in the morning, 10 to 12 at the Eastchester Public Library. We're going to have our electric bus there. We're going to have some of our electric vehicles. We'll have the electric police car there, as well as NYSERDA and Con Ed and some of the companies that give incentives for these charging stations. And I think that's about it. I do want to say that our demand response program, can I say that we've earned over $1 million during the time that we've done our program? Yeah. Well, we have a lot of electricity that we use here, and we're able to draw that down when it's needed. So, I think one of the benefits of these demand response, the GridRewards program, and I think it was stated, but I want to stress it, is that not only does it minimize the need for these peaker plants, but it also, you're drawing down your electricity a lot of times. You're turning off your lights. We have a program here. We turn off our lights, turn off unnecessary electricity. But we also, our wastewater treatment plants use a lot of electricity and all. And then the last thing, there's several community geothermal projects that are in the works around the county, and that's very exciting, very innovative. We're involved with some. Sustainable Westchester is involved with some, as well as outside businesses. So that's about it for me. I could go on and on, George, as you know, but I won't.
We're good. Thank you. The enthusiastic Peter McCart, our Director of Sustainability and Energy. Let me just close off by, first of all, thanking our guests for being here, for Jim, for David, for Alex, Nikki, and of course Peter, for helping present this program. This is not just merely informational. We would like for you to study more about this program, and if you're an individual or a business, that you would participate in the program. And I think we've laid out what the economic benefits are and what the environmental benefits are. And so that is the call to action. Sustainable Westchester is found online, and you can get an idea of all of their programs and efforts. You can call Peter here at our office at 914-995-2900 and dialogue if that's a necessary way to help. And of course, we know at least in a portion of the county over in the river towns, they're going to already be out there with local mayors and boards working very hard on these things. One general comment just to make. Last November, we had a referendum in the state of New York, an Environmental Bond Act, which is $4.2 billion that was going to be allocated for a host of different environmental priorities in the state of New York. That Bond Act passed across New York State by a significant margin. And here in Westchester, we had the largest amount of votes in favor of the Bond Act outside of New York City. In fact, we actually had a higher yes over no vote than was even in the Bronx. And when anytime a non-New York City county can do better than a city county, that's amazing because the population base in the 4 major boroughs is much greater. And what it showed me when we hit the high percentage that we did is that there is a great appetite in Westchester County amongst our residents, as reflected on Election Day, for environmental initiatives. It's one of the few issues that crosses that divide between philosophies that we seem to be caught up in almost every major public policy area, where somebody says apple and the other side says banana. In this particular case, we believe in Westchester County there is a range of interest and issue on environmental projects. And as Peter just talked about, certainly from the standpoint of our county administration, we're trying to move in a host of these different areas. We're moving in the area of electrification, whether it's our fleet, our bus fleet, and then making through EV charging stations, and this is happening at the municipal level, not just at the county level, making it possible for the infrastructure to work for those people that have electric or hybrid electric vehicles. The food scrap recycling program through Compost Ed, the way that we're involved with local governments trying to help with the transportation needs of that, and we reach a point at which there'll be more composting that will take that out of the waste stream. That's a positive environmental initiative. The demand response thing that we've talked about today is another one of those pillars. And there are other things that we can and should do. The mission here is to see that there can be, I'm repeating what we've already said, there can be a win-win here. There's a perception that environmental efforts means that somehow we have to deny ourselves of something, or we have to go through a period of sacrifice. And there are always sacrifices to be made, and there's always changes to be made in society. All of us have gone through those changes as technology opens the door to some new way of doing things that's different from the old way of doing things, and we have to learn how to adjust to those things. But it is possible for us to move in the proper environmental direction and do so in a way that can be win-win. This program proves it, and hopefully we'll see its expansion across our county. I'm George Latimer, Westchester County Executive. Thank you for watching. We hope you will share this video with your friends. If you've seen it but they haven't, let them know that they can participate in this program, and not only are they doing something good for the environment, they're going to do something good for their wallet. Have a wonderful day.